Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies. Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries. Why would you do that? Why would the United States of America, which has oil and natural gas, try to convert to all electricity? China does not have oil and natural gas. Electricity and electric cars make perfect sense to them. That is practical and logical. So the point I want to make, and I want people to think about, is that America First is the job of our government to take care of our workers, to make sure their lives are better for it. And then, don't be America alone, right? But be America First. And I would suggest that policy is something for other countries to deeply consider, to take care of their own, and then we will work out wonderful relationships between us. But I want to point out, when America shines, the world shines. Close your eyes and think of a world without America in it.
Can I bring you back to Greenland?
No. It's unnecessary. It's the Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it, and I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America, and the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. With respect to interest rates in America, there's been a classic policy that when the U.S. economy does well, raise rates and put brakes on it. And when the U.S. economy is doing poorly, cut rates and add gas to it. But basically define mediocrity one way or the other. And President Trump thinks quite differently. We are the best credit in the world. Why are we paying a higher rate than all the other credits of the world? It makes no sense. Our rates are too high. It's just binary. Our rates should be much lower so that our economy can finally flourish. So the fact that he doesn't want things to be done without discussion and without consideration is a way for him to say, hey, you know, you need to talk to us. If you're our great ally, you need to talk to us. Do I think the trade deals that we've set with Europe, with the UK, are they durable? I absolutely do. I do not see a model where Europe would decide, I want to blow up the tariff I have on automobiles or on pharmaceuticals or on semiconductors. I'd like to just go back to the way it was in April. I just don't see that happening. What I see happening is diplomacy and talking and at the table rather than action, which is something I think the president cares about and is important to the president. Donald Trump ripped the Band-Aid off, and the whole world said, oh my God. And that is the intuition and power of Donald Trump's presidency, is that he's teaching the world what is wrong, and now the world is working together with respect to critical minerals to fix it, right? But there are all sorts of things that need to be fixed, one of which is a modification of industrial policy, that the United States of America should be a place where you build things, and I would encourage the UK to do the same. Granted, it can't be everything to everyone, but there are a lot of things. Same for Canada, same for all our allies.
And what happens if Europe retaliates with tariffs of its own, Mr. Lutnick?
Well, then we'll be back to a tit for tat.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download Metro TV Extend sekarang.